Hey there, I'm making this video as a preparation for a titration lab that we're going to do, and it's called vitamin C titration, and it's used to determine the concentration of vitamin C in different beverages. So I have some vitamin C crystals here that I have dissolved in this test tube with some water. Another component of this activity is starch. I have some starch and some vitamin C dissolved in this test tube, and I just have some starch in this test tube. So one of the things about vitamin C is that it will react with iodine, and the products that it makes when it reacts with iodine, you can see that iodine is this brown color. The products that it makes remain clear. So you can see that I'm adding the iodine to this. There is a reaction taking place. The iodine is reacting with the vitamin C, and it's making new products that remain clear. Now, iodine, when exposed to starch, will turn a specifically bluish black color. So this is a characteristic color for iodine reacting with starch. And this can be used as a test if you're testing different foods for starchiness. So iodine with starch turns this characteristic blue color. Now in this test tube, I have some vitamin C and some starch. Now it is the preference of the iodine to react with the vitamin C before it reacts with the starch. So if there is any vitamin C present, it's going to react with the vitamin C and it's not going to be able to get to the starch. It's almost like the vitamin C is this barrier to keep it from getting to the starch. So if I add a little bit, you'll notice that it is not reacting to form that starchy color. And as long as there is vitamin C in this test tube, the iodine will not be able to work with that starch. I just spilled it all over the table. All right, now I need to empty some of this because I'm running out of room. And there is still vitamin C in there. And I'm still running out of room. There must have been a lot of vitamin C in this test tube. So eventually we're gonna get to a point where I'm starting to see a little bit of a purplish color lingering. And these ingredients are not toxic. They are not toxic, which is why I was able to put my thumb on there. There is still vitamin C in there that's keeping the iodine from getting to the starch. And there is a lot. Which is really surprising to me. I was not expecting this. It makes me wonder if there's any starch left in there. Okay, I know that there's some starch in here now. Oh, I saw it turn purple just for the briefest moment. That's how we know we're getting close. But eventually we're gonna get to a point where the color remains. So we're approaching what's called the end point. When all of the vitamin C is used up, the color will change permanently. Oh, it's really, really close. Now it looks like just the slightest of a purplish tinge. I'm gonna put one little drop. One little drop in a titration is called an end point. And if that point that's going to be the point that causes a permanent color change. And it is really, really close. And I am still surprised. It is still reacting. And we have a purplish color now. I don't know if you can see it with this background or not. This one is definitely really, really close. The purple is lightening up again. If it goes back to completely white, it means that I still have not reached my end point. Let's see. I think it has kept a permanent color change. Maybe. Let's see. It seems like there's still some vitamin C in there that it's reacting with. It's really crazy. I didn't even put that much in there. That purple is just lingering, but it's definitely disappearing some. So there is still some vitamin C in there reacting. I'm thinking maybe there might not be any more vitamin C in there reacting. If you get a deep color like this when you're doing this, you have overshot your endpoint. We're looking for a very subtle color change, a permanent color change. This is really, really dark. When you add too much and it gets dark like this, it's called overshooting your endpoint, and we'll talk more about that. We will be using specific equipment for titration, a burette stand, Erlenmeyer flasks. We will not be using squirters and test tubes like I'm doing in this demonstration here, but we'll be using specific equipment that I'm going to share as well in the video. Thanks for watching.